everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly. I am an aspiring novelist trying to work on my young adult fantasy, and we're gonna do a very simple unedited vlog. I want this to be as realistic as possible and trying out a new style. So just to give some background information before we jump into the vlog, I'm currently working on a young adult fantasy. I'm in draft 2. Did I say this right? Oh my god. This is kind of a mashup of 2 fairy tale retellings, and I've been working on this for 3 years. It's been a long time and I'm still working on it, but I am feeling more and more hopeful that we will see the finish line soon, which is sending this book off to beta readers. Hopefully I'll do that next year. So I'm currently kind of in Act 2, but the way I draft is, or the way I'm revising this book is really different and interesting. So I'll try to break it down. I am effectively rewriting this book from scratch, and it's not very common that, or it's not very, I haven't really been able to pull old draft work into this new draft just because a lot has changed in terms of, I guess, my own writing and how things are playing out. So it's very rare for me to actually pull direct prose into this new draft. I'm drafting a bunch of chapters at once, and then once I've reached a point where I think, okay, I think it's done for this section of chapters, I'll go back and line edit and deep dive revise. So it's kind of like a two-part revision system, I guess. And we are in the middle of Act 2. We are at 38K at chapter 13, but we're in the part 1 version. So effectively I'm just dumping as much, writing as much as I can, and then we're cleaning it up later. Cleaning the chapters up later, that's the part that takes me the longest. It's pretty fast for me to just write down the scenes in the chapters, because for me this is me trying to figure out the shape of the story. Once I have the shape ready for a sequence of chapters, then I'll go back and line edit. So that's what we're doing right now. And yeah, we're gonna start the vlog off with this note. I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy holidays, and let's get started with this video. I am in the part of the book where I am doubting myself. We are about 37K in, and that's a lot from not being in the midpoint for me, because I wanted the book to be around 80 to 85. I outlined the rest of the book until the midpoint, and we have about 3 more chapters, and my chapters are averaging out to be 3,000 words. So that's another 10,000, for example. 47K at the midpoint. That means this final draft is going to be 100K. That's too much for me, and I need to figure out a way to, I think, condense some of these scenes. I don't know. I think I'm not going to know until I actually write it. So that's a concern I have. Another concern I have is kind of the magic system of this world. There really is no magic system. There are no rules. Things just happen, and I don't want it to be the case that it's the plot hole. I don't really know the details, but in Lord of the Rings, someone can just call eagles to come get them, and it's oh, why didn't the eagles just take them to Mordor or something? I'm trying to pick at my magic system, and I feel there's a lot to pick at, and I just don't know, and my voice is breaking it has been for this whole month and the month before. I got sick twice in November. That's why I stopped making my NaNoWriMo diaries, or my November diaries actually. I got laryngitis or something like that, and I need to clear my throat again. Oh my god. Anyway, we're working on the book, slow and steady, and surely this will be done. This will be sent out to betas hopefully next year. So yeah, I'm stressed out. That's what we're gonna be working on during this Christmas break. So it is Christmas Eve. I did not write yesterday after outlining the remainder of the chapters up to the midpoint. I was reading instead because I felt I needed something. Give me a second. If this doesn't get better by the new year, I think I'm gonna go see a doctor. It's whenever I project my voice and I talk, I can't. So yeah, I'm currently reading The Spell Shop. I am loving this so much. It's so refreshing to read a book that you really actually enjoy. I feel it's kind of a very special feeling, I think, for me. The author does such a good job with sensory details, scent and taste, and that's really cool because I have a lot of like sound related imagery in my book. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one, and there are a bunch of books that I want to read. I hope I can get to really soon. I'll just quickly share them because I want to. So the first one is Colin Gets Promoted and Dooms the World. I don't know who wrote this. I didn't write the author's name down. I've been wanting to read like a satirical workplace book. The other book I really want to read is called The Employees, a Handbook for Modern Work. This is also like a satirical, I think, work thing, but both of these books are like based in a speculative environment. So I think this Employees one is about space. I think they're working on a spaceship and they're going to an alien planet or something like that. Very fun, very cool. And another book that I just found out like 1 second ago. It's called Ocean's Godori by Elaine Yu Cho. I had no idea this book existed. This is something that I really want to read. I find it really rare to find Asian authors who want to write sci-fi books, commercial sci-fi. I think that's like hard to find. And I'm really excited about this one. These are the top 3 books I would love to read within the next month. I'm really trying to make reading a priority. It just helps with my writing so much. By the way, I wanted to also talk about something that was brought up when I had dinner with Cindy and Chris when she was here in New York. They both have obviously traditionally published books, and they were both saying that they didn't find that their book was their best until they went through that like last round of revisions with their editor. And it made me think that I should give myself grace that the draft that I'm sending out to my beta readers won't be that perfect, but for some reason I feel like it has to be, and I'm not letting myself be what it is, which is just a draft of the book that I'm looking for beta reader feedback, because my goal is to give it to like 1 or 2 readers and then revise it a little bit and then query. That's the plan. And I don't know, I just feel like it's weird to hear that the book that I'm gonna be giving out isn't its best, but like I want it to be the best. I always struggle with this. I guess less so in like short stories. I don't know why, but with the novel, I feel like what's the line between good enough and even better? Because I think I can always make something better. Yeah, so that's something that I'm like currently thinking about. Anyway, yeah, I am visiting my parents later, but I do want to draft new chapters up to the midpoint. Those 3 chapters I was talking about yesterday. I don't quite know how I'm gonna condense it because I don't want to be at the midpoint at 50K. That's too much for me. Yeah, so we'll think about that while we write.
Go down the elevator.
Happy birthday to Hannah. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Good morning. I walked to get some coffee this morning, got some breakfast. Let's catch up because we're gonna wrap this vlog up today. Also, if you've been getting value out of this video, please give this vlog a thumbs up or subscribe so YouTube knows to recommend this video to other writers like yourself. So obviously I've not really been home. Also, are you crooked? Oh, I look like death. So since the last time we spoke, I pulled what I could from the old draft into the new draft, and what I said whatever ago that the words never really stay, so that's still true, but I like pulling it, like the old stuff, into the new draft and slotting them into their allocated chapters because it helps me understand the story more. It helps me understand the shape of each chapter. So what I am going to do is that I'm going to go back into chapter 11 because this is where I started, and individually rewrite these chapters. So replace what I have pulled in with the new ones because I need to completely rewrite the story. So after pulling those words into this new draft, I had about 42K words because I'm going back in and rewriting. My word count has stayed like pretty much the same. I'm at 41.7K right now. So that's what's going on. And just for some more context, I'm currently working on chapter 11 to chapter 15 because these chapters is, I don't know, I like to work on a sequence of chapters together, especially for this book. I don't know why in particular this book I'm doing it like that. And from chapter 12 to chapter 15, wait, is it actually 16 or 15? I'm looking at my notes. Okay, sorry. Chapter 11 to chapter 16 is what I would call the 25 to 50% mark of Act 2. So it's where that rising climax is going towards, so I'm working on that. And I'm tackling the sequence of chapters together because I want to make sure there's a good flow. When I went to Mag Stevewater's writing retreat like 2 years ago, something she told me that I'm keeping in mind is that each chapter has to flow into the next one. It has to be like an and so. I'm currently on chapter 12, so that is what I will be working on. I tried rewriting it, and I don't know, the prose itself, the writing itself. There's a little brambles trying to get in the closet. Do you see him? What are you doing there, Brambles? Where are they going with this? Oh yeah, I'm on chapter 12 right now, rewriting it. The prose sounds really bad. I need to read more. I really need to read more. I'm still reading The Spell Shop. I really like it. I'm like 50% through, or like 60% through. Really the focus is rewriting these chapters, reading a bunch, and after I rewrite everything up to chapter 16, I think I'm gonna go back and do another line level edit. But I feel like these sequence of chapters is where I have a lot of the most doubts in terms of structure. Chapter 12 ends with the character deciding pretty much something really big, and I want to make sure that feels authentic, and I want to make sure that it is kind of a surprise decision, but it's not out of nowhere. I want to make sure I've built that correctly, but I don't think I have. Or maybe, I don't know. See, I don't know. I think this sequence of chapters need some help from beta readers, so I will do some sort of line edit after I finish rewriting everything, but I don't know if it will be like that intensive because I feel like it will change, if not the beta readers or the agent's feedback, if I get an agent. Yeah, I just keep not reminding, but it just makes me always think about what Chris and Cindy said about, you know, their book not being their best until the later stages, and it's like, at what point is that for me? I don't know. So I think that's gonna be it for today's update. I have to log on to work soon anyway, so I think I'm just gonna edit this video and put it together. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and putting up with my vlogs. I've had a really hard time with vlogging this year, and I think I'll talk about it more in my 2025 writing wrapped. I'll talk a little bit about authortube in that video, but I guess in general, I find that these vlogs, like video making, I guess for me, has been more of a chore, which I don't want it to be because I genuinely have really enjoyed, I guess, in the past. Oh my goodness, Mr. Brambles. Oh my god. He's being so spunky today. I have really enjoyed making videos in the past, but recently, these vlogs especially feels very counterproductive and counterintuitive. For me, it's like having meetings about how to have less meetings. I would just rather not have any meetings and focus on the work, because obviously every time I talk to the camera, every time I edit the video, I'm taking time away from writing. I think we're gonna wrap up this vlog now. I've run out of things to talk about. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.